California means heat, electric heat in the stands, and intense heat on the field. On December 20th, 1982, Wes Chandler, Chuck Muncy, and the San Diego Chargers heated up the evening with an energy hotter than the sun. A competitive fire that threatened to set the NFL record book ablaze.
Muncy, he'll throw. One hand wide open. It's Chandler. It'll be an easy 6. Muncy taking the run to the right. Set up. Chandler ran right by the cornerback, Louis Breeden. And San Diego is on the scoreboard with the lead.
I love it. That's so much fun.
We've got a game.
Muncy's legendary option pass to Chandler is the stuff on which Monday night memories are made, and the kind of play that made a legend of Don Coryell's Charger attack. Air Coryell was simply the most lethal offense pro football has ever known. And from the first snap, their plan for revenge was clear. But Ken Anderson of the AFC champion Cincinnati Bengals had an answer just as clear. Let the battle be joined. Second-year receiver Chris Collinsworth was Anderson's favorite target from the pocket. But out of the pocket, Anderson was just as deadly. This 12-yard dash for a touchdown was one of 4 Anderson earned on the ground during the strike-shortened 1982 season, and it put Cincinnati on top 10-7. Though Dan Fouts was winning headlines for his bold assault on all-time NFL records, Anderson was busy breaking them as well. In 1982, he set the season mark by completing 70 6/10% of his passes. But what Anderson was to accuracy, Fouts was to pure yardage. Fouts averaged 298 yards a game and never stopped going for more.
Fouts picked off. Bo Harris.
Good go. Good go.
Bo Harris, he's got a convoy in front.
Good go.
I said earlier, Frank, the first key mistake, the first intercept, fumble, whatever. This was it.
Suddenly ahead 17-7, the champions had the challengers on the ropes. It's been said that the name of the game is be hit and hit back, and the Chargers were always willing to take a punch before dishing one out. Fouts connected with Chandler, but the Bengals seemed content to trade punches in the early rounds. Defensive end Eddie Edwards sent Fouts to the canvas, but he soon learned that Dan Fouts was not afraid of being hit. He was afraid of being beaten. Back on his feet, Fouts found Kellen Winslow. The two-time defending NFL reception leader hauled in a Fouts fastball downfield and set up Cincinnati for the curve. Number 21, James Brooks, led the NFL in all-purpose yardage in 1982, and he cut the Bengals' lead to 17-14. Meanwhile, Ken Anderson displayed the singular purpose of passing the football. Collinsworth wanted it all at once, but Anderson seemed content to eat up San Diego's defense one chunk at a time. It wasn't long before Collinsworth's anxiousness and Anderson's patience joined to create yet another touchdown. Late in the second quarter, the score stood Cincinnati 24, San Diego 14.
Leroy Neiman for the Sharp Color Copier.
Vivid colors have always excited me.
Now, for bright winning colors, Sharp's advanced technology creates a full-color business copier. It copies from slides, makes transparencies, enlarges and reduces. From crisp black and white to full-color copies, you're the winner with Sharp.
Art by Neiman, color by Sharp. How'd I ever get along without it?
For more information, call 1-800-B-SHARP.
Batteries can lose their freshness waiting to be bought. But only new Duracell battery packs have a freshness date that guarantees they're fresh. Freshness dating from Duracell.
Although the Bengals appeared unruffled by the game's maddening pace, Kellen Winslow and the Chargers seemed unnerved by having little to show for their first half fireworks. What began the second half could only have exacerbated their feelings of helplessness. Winslow thought he had 6, but he had another thing coming. A penalty flag had taken this touchdown away, but the end zone was Air Coryell's favorite landing strip, and the head coach refused to change his squadron's flight plan. For Fouts, the motto was, when all else fails, don't worry, Chandler will be open. Motto number 2, when Chandler isn't open, don't worry, someone else will be. Only 3 times in 1982 was that someone else Scott Fitzke, but the little-used Penn State alumnus did his part to set up the more familiar Chuck Muncie. Behind the quality lead blocking of another former Nittany Lion, John Cappelletti, the ex-Golden Bear Muncie squeezed into the corner of the end zone and tied the game at 24. At New Orleans, they had called Muncie Mr. Monday Night for his outstanding performances under the lights. 2 years after coming to San Diego in a trade, Muncie continued to light up the night game. While Cincinnati's defense tried to figure out the Charger offense on the sidelines, San Diego's defenders were at last deciphering the Bengal attack on the field. Gary Big Hands Johnson showed that even San Diego's defense was adept at scoring when he trapped the elusive Anderson for a tidy 2 points and gave the Chargers the lead at 26-24. It does seem odd that one of the league's all-time offensive battles would turn on a defensive play, but somehow it was that safety that told death for the Cincinnati Bengals. From that point on, Commander Fouts directed Air Coryell full speed ahead. Chandler waltzed in with his second touchdown of the game and made it 19 unanswered points for the Chargers. For fans deprived of 7 games during the strike, this was the game of the year. But if they had been starving for action, they received more than their fill of it tonight. And they were still in the third quarter. Chris Collinsworth was just getting loose. But Big Hands and the Charger defense stiffened, and after a Bengal field goal, lightning struck again. By the time anyone noticed him, James Brooks was on his way to 48 untouched yards and another touchdown. No doubt about it, 109 yards rushing was just the way to catch Cincinnati's eye. The overlooked Brooks so impressed the Bengals that they traded for him 1 year later. But he'd have to run awfully far in Tiger stripes to make up for the damage he caused on this night. With enough points racked up through 3 quarters to cover a normal game and a half, the Chargers indulged in a little premature celebration. On his way to 10 catches and a San Diego record 260 yards, Wes Chandler had certainly earned it. Really now, how could you be worried after scoring 40 points? Rookie Rodney Tate jolted the Chargers back into reality, although the evening was growing more surreal with each play. And if Tate had made them nervous, Ken Anderson was downright frightened. Disaster loomed large in the form of tight end M.L. Harris, number 83, whose touchdown cut San Diego's lead to 6. Small lead or big, though, Dan Fouts' approach to the game never varied. On this night, he totaled 435 yards, 9 less than in his previous game against the Super Bowl champion 49ers. Against the NFL's 2 best teams, Fouts became the first passer ever to throw for 400 yards on consecutive weeks. When Brooks crossed the goal line for the 3rd time, the Chargers put the game out of reach at last. The final score was as much cause to sit wonderstruck as anything else, but San Diegans found only reason to party. The Chargers had avenged their franchise's toughest loss, but the offense produced by 2 all-time great quarterbacks was the night's true legacy. For in the history of Monday night excitement, this game will always rank number 1.